Hello, I'm Ryan Ellis, and I'm going to be unboxing a Casio G-Shock digital solar-powered limited watch that is in metallic black and has a red dial and a negative display. A little backstory. So about 2 years ago, June 2009, it was my birthday. I came back from traveling up and down the East Coast, and as a late birthday present, my mom got me this Timex Expedition watch with Indiglo. I use this like crazy. Now look at it. This is important. This is what a good watch looks like. Notice it has the day, Monday, the date, 8:15, the time, 3:59. And then underneath it, that little white thing is a button. It has a front-facing light button. And I used to be a glorified janitor. If I were in the boiler room or somewhere where there's low light, and I wanted to see like how fast I was getting a job done, I would just hit it and look at the time. You see, like every other watch, like this one I have right now, you have to hit a button on the side, you have to use your other hand and turn it on. This watch you can just do with one hand, and I never forgot about that. And that was one of the first things when I was looking for a watch. I went to pretty much every website out there and looked at every single watch and slowly built up an opinion of what I want in a watch. I read a lot of reviews, and you can do it yourself and find out for yourself, but I found out, and you can just take this knowledge and keep it, that G-Shocks are very well reviewed by people. People like them. And at first I'm like, no, G-Shocks, they're actually big watches. Like this watch, a $30 watch, maybe it's around 30, maybe 40 millimeters diameter. A G-Shock is like 50. That's huge. I just wanted something that was dressy and nice, that didn't look ghetto, if you know what I mean. So I'm wearing this disco watch right here. I've gone out in the water with it. It actually held up. So if you're looking for a watch that like lasts in the water, don't even get a G-Shock. Just get a $5 watch. It's probably just as good. I looked everywhere, literally a bunch of stores. I looked at every single watch, literally thousands of watches. I went on Amazon and typed in digital watch and looked at every single digital watch on Amazon.com. So I found out I really liked this thing I never knew about, which is called a negative display, which this watch, my previous good watch, is a normal display. It's black on gray. It's day, date, time, front light button. It has a stopwatch. I decided to add one thing onto that, which is negative display. I began my search. In not too much time, I gave up on other watches and just went straight to G-Shock, because the G-Shocks are built well. I just thought that quality like that would not break like this did in 2 years. I wanted a quality watch. I went and looked. I found some good watches at first. I didn't like the solar watches because they say you have to take it off and set it out on a window to get in sunlight. Mind you, this is a solar watch. There are so many things I would love about an atomic watch. It's awesome. I'm not looking for an altimeter, barometer, any sort of thing like that. I think they purposely misdesigned G-Shocks. It wasn't just the day, the date, and the time. There was always something above all that, like some little infograph of this is how the seconds are being counted. I don't need that. No one needs that. It's just like something that nerds like. You should have a watch that just have the day, date, time, big, front light button, and negative display, and a stopwatch. When I did finally find some watches that didn't have too annoying of a top thing, I looked and the negative display was stupid. If you look at negative displays in most watches, it's not white on whatever color. It's more like a medium gray. I thought that's stupid. Go online, and if you're looking for watches, look at pictures. And if you can't even read what time it is on the picture, don't get that watch. Let me say this. I found the perfect watch. $50, and the one thing was the thing that made me not get it. It's called the Crew Terminal Watch. It is a negative display. It has the day, the date, the time, and a front light button. It's like the perfect watch. Well, not perfect, actually. It's hard to read. That was the thing that made me not want to get it. Look at pictures of the Crew Terminal Watch on Google, and you'll see that it's hard to read. I decided not to get it, but if you want a $50 watch to save some money, get that one. I'm going to open up this box right now and give you my first impressions. Ta-da! Alright, you're going to see. It's like bubble wrapped. Empty box. Alright. From DWC, Amazon web store. A G-Shock metallic 6900 solar watch black. I hope the dial is red. If not, I'm gonna be so sad. Because they're horror stories of Amazon.com. Oh, I have to say, I found this exact same watch for like $350, $400 online. I looked up, the G-Shock GW6900CC-1CR. Here's a little shopping hint for you, or fun fact. You may find the exact serial number or model number for a product, like for a G-Shock, and it may not show up. It may say like there are 0 of these on Amazon.com, which when I entered in that number, it said there are none of those on Amazon.com. And then the funny thing is, I went in and I just started looking for just any watch or any G-Shock. I ended up finding it anyways under like a different, just 6900 series watch. Here it is. Bubble wrap aside. It's back. And aside, nothing. Aside, nothing. Aside, something. And the front. Alright. Typical hexagonal shaped box I've seen on other videos. The obligatory hold up to the camera. And there will be more of these to come. The warranty card. Whoa! This is a very hard to read booklet with the product. Take off the this stuff, the foam, and it should be in here. Kind of hard to go. Okay, I'm not really sure if I got the product that I ordered, but we will see. Yep. Alright, so I'm really underwhelmed right now. Alright, is this really Casio? It's a genuine Casio. I'll do the obligatory, show you the bottom of the watch. It's real. You can read the bottom, maybe. Alright, some obligatory zooms. Casio G-Shock. This is incredibly hard to read, and I regret purchasing it right away. It may be looking easier to read than it is in real life, even on the camera. This is really hard to read, so buyer beware. If you can't even get a good angle on camera, how are you going to get a good angle in real life? Here's the natural run of the backlight. Wait, let's do this. Now I think if I hold it down, no, if I hold it down, it doesn't stay lit. So there's a lot of like glare going on. So basically you're screwed with this watch. So don't do what I did and get this watch, because it is going to disappoint you as soon as you open it up when you get it in the mail. Here is the wrist shot. I have a huge hand, so don't be fooled. I think this is smaller than it is. It is a huge watch. For me, it's not too big. And when I see it in person, you can see how big it is. It is 2.5 inches. This is a huge watch. Officially, my $5 Target watch has a bigger display than this $115 watch. You are not going to easily read the time on this. There's this cool thing. If you move the watch, the backlight will come on automatically without like touching anything. Let's just, for comparison, show you in the middle of the $5 watch. Look how easy that is to read compared to this $115 watch, and then a $30 watch, which I think is the best of the three. I'm going to modify this watch. It won't turn on when you tap it. I'm going to glue something to make the button raised above the things that make it not tappable without using your hand. One thing I don't like about this watch is, if you see up there, it's got that time thing that shows you like the seconds going by, but I couldn't find a better watch. So I had to settle with this one. Harder to read than most, but it's going to last. It's going to hold up, for better or worse. Final thoughts. I'm going to keep this watch. This watch looks nice. Doesn't look as cool as I thought it would. The backlight is pink. I don't really like that. I'm a guy. I don't like a pink backlight. I like the front time thing. Okay, so the buttons are quite different from my other two watches. I don't like the negative display because It's not easy to read. The size of the numbers is really small, too hard to read. Especially if you're an older person, don't get this watch. The little visualization of the seconds going by is stupid on the top. But like I said, I bit the bullet. I got this watch because I was just afraid there's no other good watch out there. The buttons on the sides are really small and hard to press. I've got big fingers. All guys do. They're really recessed in there. Not really what I was looking for. So many things about this watch are not what I was looking for. But I'm going to make do because I'm a man and I'm going to make do with this watch. I'm going to modify the light button. I don't like the negative display. Hopefully it's not too hard to set. It's really hard to read. The smallest thing is like the date, 8/16. It's really hard to read. Don't get this watch. Don't get a G-Shock. They're hard to read. Unless you get like the ones that don't have that like thing on the top, that just have the date, the time, no like graphs or info pictures of any kind. Those are the best watches. Get one of those. Negative display watches have not advanced enough to really be readable as much as a normal display watch. So hold on getting one of those because it's hard to read. And in the real world where I live, where you live, these watches are not sensible to have. Let me tell you that any pictures that you see online of this watch look completely different from what this watch looks like in real life. Do not be fooled. This watch is much darker and harder to read. The lettering is not white as much as it is like mirror silver. It's really hard to read. Don't get this watch. I hope this educated you on what you should buy as far as a watch. All right, thank you. Goodbye.